Yeah, my son wants to go to this game. He's fallen in love with the Eagles, which I get it, man. You got Jalen, A.J. Brown, Saquon, Cooper DeJean. They're an easy team to like. I told them absolutely no chance. Unless it's the Green Bay Packers. We're not sitting in 20, 10-degree temperatures, 8-degree temperatures. But this is my favorite bet of the weekend. I'm not going to overthink this. Before the season, I picked the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl. I like them a lot. You got a West Coast team now playing in a cold weather game. It's Matthew Stafford going against a team that's going to get a ton of pressure. And I was really impressed with the Rams last week. I bet the Rams against the Vikings. I think the Vikings were frauds. Unfortunately for Sam Darnold, he cost himself $100 million. I loved what McVay did. He was in his bag, as the kids say. I like what Chris Shula did. What he did was what Aaron Glenn did to Sam Darnold the previous week, right? It was the same model. They sacked him, 7, 8 times? But now you're going against Jalen Hurts. And I know he's been shaky, but I think he bounces back. I think A.J. Brown's going to have a big game. But really the matchup that I like is this Eagles defense, which, man, this is why I bought into this team coming into the season. Not just the draft, but the young guys that they had up front, the Georgia kids. Jalen Carter's an absolute stud. But that pass rush, man, right now Philadelphia's 9th in pressure rate. And Matthew Stafford, 24th in PFF grade when he's under pressure. That's always been his bugaboo, his issue. So I like Philadelphia. I laid the 6. I like the Eagles quite a bit in this game.
Yeah, and I think weather is going to play a factor for a team from a southern latitude that plays indoors. Matthew Stafford's used to conditions like that. Even though he played indoors at Ford Field in Detroit for a number of years, but he played a lot of outdoor games against your Packers, against my Bears, against many teams there in northern latitude climate. So I don't think it's really going to impact him. So I kind of like Stafford on the over pass yards. I already mentioned that. I took it at 228.5 because they're going to be playing catch up in this game. It kind of fits your narrative and what you're selling. So I'm kind of buying that. I like A.J. Brown to find the end zone as well. It's plus money right now at BetMGM for him to do that. So why not fire off a ticket on that and him having a bounce back game and reading all those key plays in his fancy book there on the sideline, sitting down, keeping his buns warm last week. But my favorite bet in this game is on a Ram. And it's on Puka Nacua. No, it's not receptions. No, it's not receiving yards or any time touchdown. It's the over on rush yards. I'm falling in love with a lot of these wide receiver rush yards props that are out there this week because they're so damn low. And this one is a easy one for him to hit the over on, and it's 2.5. That's it. At a minus 115 juice there at BetMGM. Nacua has done this in 4 of his last 6 games in the NFL regular season. He averaged 4.2 yards per carry. And remember, he is one of the premier yak monsters in the league. He was number 9 in total yak among WRs in the regular season, and he missed a handful of games. He probably would have been number 1 in that category if he played a full slate of action. Philadelphia is number 5 in rush EPAD over the last 5 games, and only 3 wide receivers have ran for at least 3 rush yards against them on the entire season. And against running backs, and again, effectively, so what Nacua would be if he's carrying the ball, they only gave up 4.08 yards per carry. But I think Sean McVay, the trickeration is going to be front and center. You got to put every option on the table to get yourself a net positive gain. So why not, on a jet sweep, backwards pass, get the ball, and your best tackle breaker on roster, and that being Puka Nacua. If that happens, I think he's going to fall forward for at least 3 yards. So, again, give me the over 2.5 rush yards on Nacua. With Rams and Eagles put to bed, let's move on to the next game.
The Baltimore Ravens, the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, the signature event of the weekend. Again, game time attempts, I think, are going to be possibly in the single digits in this one. It's going to be just frighteningly cold, to say the least. And Bills Mafia will probably be shirtless, crushing beers in the parking lot, jumping off of like snow hills or whatever, because they're madmen. It's crazy, and I love them. So what do you got here? Baltimore, Buffalo, and we saw that line flip. Remember, Buffalo opened as a 1-point favorite. Now the Ravens are a 1-point favorite, and that total has come down somewhat. It's now at 51.5. Side, total, player prop, SGP, what's your pick in Ravens Bills?
Oh, I didn't know if I was going to do it, but you know what? I'm going to do it. Daddy wants, Daddy needs, Daddy's got to have it. I got a twofer, but I need the sledgehammer. Need the sledgehammer.
Yeah.
I'm betting the Bills. I'm betting the Bills huge, too. It's going to be like my entire check. No, I'm just kidding. I got a big bet on the Bills, though. Josh Allen, man, Baltimore, as much as I love that secondary, Best in the league since week 10, week 11? They play a ton of man defense. Josh Allen, 8th in the National Football League in passing grade against man coverage. Baltimore, 8th in man coverage rate. I know they can mix it up and play some zone, but I also think Josh Allen's going to get it done with his legs. I had to take the rush attempts. It only went up 8.5. I know it's juice, but you said it last week, man. He's had at least 8 rushing attempts in every playoff game. He's averaging 55 rushing yards per game in his career in the postseason. I think Josh Allen's going to put the cape on, and I do have some concerns about that Bills defense. I think the Ravens right now are the better unit, but I haven't heard a lot of people make the case for the Buffalo Bills, so I'm going to bet the Bills. But my favorite prop bet, Lamar Jackson, under 222.5 passing yards. I was going to look at the attempts, but I'm just going to go yards. There's a reason why they paid Derrick Henry, and that's they don't want to drop Lamar back. I love Lamar Jackson, but you don't want to drop him back 30-plus times in a playoff game where we're going to have temperatures right now forecasted, 8 to 10 degrees at kickoff.
Yep.
And we already saw this game earlier on this season, and Derrick Henry had a ton of carries, 26 carries in that game. So under 222.5 passing yards for Lamar, but I talked myself into it. I'm going to do it. Give me the Bills. Money line.
All right, man. You're taking Buffalo.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go the opposite direction. And you know what? If you're going to wield our little friend, I better do the same. Daddy want, Daddy need, Daddy gotta have it. Give it to me, Brandon. Ooh, yeah. Oh, every single Derrick Henry wager hits me in all the right places, especially this one. Give me the over on 19.5 rush attempts at a minus 115 juice. Derrick Henry is going to be the focal point of the offense, especially in those chilly conditions, and he's going to be able to cut through the cold. I know Buffalo is numero uno in rush EPAD over the last 5 weeks. In the regular season, however, they gave up 4.44 yards per carry, 95.8 rush yards per game. And remember, Derrick Henry in the first matchup in week 4, 24 carries for a season high, 199 on the ground. He has gone over 19.5 rush attempts in 4 straight contests. He's done this 50% of the time on the entire season, seeing 73.3% of the opportunity share. Look, if I'm buying into the belief that Baltimore is going to win this game, and again, I laid the point, why are they going to win? It's because of Derrick Henry. See-hole, smash-hole football Frankenstein. You're going to salt away the clock. You're going to ruin the dreams of Buffalo. And Baltimore marches on to the AFC title game. And early bowl prediction, the Baltimore Ravens are going to be in the Super Bowl, and I say they win the whole damn thing. Derrick Henry, baby. Over 19.5 rush attempts.
That's cool with me, too, because I also bet the Ravens. I don't know. I had a change of heart, man. I feel like the Buffalo Bills are winning this game. And I kind of want it for their fans. I want it for the Ravens fans. I want it for our guy, PJ. I love Lamar Jackson. Yeah, but, man, I just got a weird feeling about this one. But I do like the under on his passing yards. I love King Henry. You know he's going to get the touches. You know he's going to go off in this game. This is one where I can't wait to watch it, man. I bet the under. That's my biggest bet. I can't wait to just sit back. Even if it's a shootout and I lose that bet, I'm fine with it. 2 great quarterbacks in their prime. I'm excited for this.
I'm totally excited for it. I also got another bonus bet. I'll give it to you right now. SGP, if you believe the Ravens are not necessarily going to win, but they're going to remain competitive, taking plus 3.5 in the alt line, and Lamar Jackson 40 or more rush yards.
Love that.
And that's plus money right now. It's like plus 105, 106, around that vicinity at BetMGM. So nice little alternate play